Yo, what is going on, guys? It is non-reality, and in today's video, I'm bringing you the ultimate infinite HP potion guide. I'm going to be telling you what to do, what buffs to use, show you the rotations that I use to get my infinite HP potion in under 40 hours, and everything you need to know. Let's hop right into it with what items you're looking at, what pity items you're looking for, and what items you need to get and how to get them. So first off, this is the infinite HP potion right here. It gives you 275 HP recovery every 2 seconds, and it is unlimited. Once you get this item, you'll never need HP potions again, and it does only weigh 50 pounds, so you won't have to worry about carrying around like 200 HP potions taking up a ton of space. Now let's talk about the items you're looking for and the items you might want to get if you can't get the full piece. So let's start off quickly with the two items you're going to need no matter what, but these items are super easy to get. First one is the Garmoth skill. Now you're going to need 30 of these. Luckily, there's about 20,000 at the moment on the NA market, so you can just buy these real quick and it'll cost like, like 20 mil, somewhere around there, 25 mil, somewhere around there, super cheap. And you'll be able to get those right off the bat and get them out of the way if you don't already have a ton. When I did my HP potion, I already had like 300 of these from farming for the Blood Wolf piece. So after you get the Garmo skills, you're gonna be looking at the Peridot leaves. Now this one's a bit rougher. The only reason I say that is if you're one of those players that really didn't do any of the main story, you didn't get to Camus Sylvia and all that, you might not have a lot of these. And this item is like kind of time gated. What you need to do basically is you need to go over to the Camus Sylvia region over here, and you need to do daily quests at some of these outposts. You can find which outposts have daily quests by just looking up on Google like BDO Peridot Leaf dailies. I know right here has about 3 or 4 at the Archer Western camp, so you can go over there and grab those. But a bunch of these spots, like this one probably has a couple. You'll just have to look it up and see which ones have a bunch, because honestly I don't remember since I've done them all, or since I already had them. But you should probably have a bunch from doing the quest line like I said. So after you get those two, we're gonna be talking about the main pieces, and I'll be talking about those once I get to the spot. So I will see you at the first spot. And we are at the first spot. Now the first spot is the Blood Wolf settlement. Basically just autopath right to the node. Now the first thing I want to explain or show you real quick is if you talk to this person, he has a weekly that you can pick up, or she has a weekly you can pick up, and it'll give you 5 of the pity pieces. Now each spot does have this. I'd recommend, depending on how much you play, if you play a ton, you probably don't need to worry too much about min-maxing this. If you like don't play a ton, you maybe play 2 hours a week, 3 to 4 hours a week, depending on when you work. Maybe if you're farming blood wolves, go to like ronaros or Shere and grab that weekly. That way you already started on it and don't worry about this one. It's up to you, honestly. At the end of the day, it will all basically equal out to the same thing unless you get the lucky full pot piece drop. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now to start off, let's look at the buffs that I would personally run. Now, all of these spots do not make a ton of silver. That's the first thing you want to realize. So you're not doing these spots for silver. You're doing them to get the pot piece. So when you do your later on grinds, it is a ton easier and you don't have to worry about HP potions. With that being said, it is better to do this grind early. If you're like a newer player and you're like, oh, I kind of want to do the grind, but it's a big commitment. I don't even know if I'm going to be playing this game in a couple months. But if there is even a slight chance that you're going to be playing this game in a couple months, I'd recommend doing this as soon as possible, because the sooner you do it, the less silver you're missing out on. For example, if you can farm orcs and you can farm anywhere between 600 to a billion silver an hour, and you have to come over here to blood wolves and make like 200 mil or less an hour, you're going to really feel that. Whereas if you're early in the game and you're farming areas that only make 200 mil an hour, then there's no reason not to do this, because you're making the silver. On top of that, you're getting the pot piece. So to start off, I'd recommend running the 50% camp buff. If you have the silver to run it, it is 50 mil each time, and it does last an hour. Right now we do have the breathing earth token that gives you 20% drop rate. We also have an event going on that gives you a 10% drop rate. This one's about to run out today, so I won't really worry about this one. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the buffs. Also, there's the Black Spirit event, but that one's also going away. So if you're watching this like any time other than like today or next week, it's probably gone by now. And then make sure you're running the level 1 loot scroll. Never run level 2s in any of these areas because it's just not beneficial, especially if you're a newer player. You probably don't have a ton. But let's start on the rotation and what items you're looking for. So the items that you are looking for are the Blood Wolf's Oath. These are the pity pieces. This is where you have to get 100. Once you get 100, you'll go to an NPC that I'll talk about later. And once you go to the NPC, you can trade them in for the full piece. And then you also have this piece, which is the full piece that you're looking for. Now, don't get confused with this Cagtanak, because this is not the full piece, but I have heard that this can make you about 70 mil silver per if you do the crafting. But I wouldn't really worry about that. The main focus is the ancient half moon at Cagtanak. Jesus Christ, that's a tongue twister. It's the purple one. So now I'm going to be showing you the rotation that I personally like to use. Might not be the best, but it is my favorite. Now, just a quick note, you're looking to kill the Cagtum executioners. So if you don't kill everything, make sure you at least kill them. So you're basically just going to go over here, kill this group. I'm just going to claw through all this to make this easy. Kill this group, come down here, kill this group, run over here, this group, this group. A lot of these have the executioners. Usually they're in the back and they're like the taller ones. Kill this group. You can kind of see those executioners right there. Right there's an executioner. So make sure you're killing them more than all the other ones. Kill this group. Come over here. Kill this group. Run across the river over here. Kill these. Bunch of executioners over here. Kill these. Come over here. Kill this group. Kill this group. Now, sometimes there's a boss that spawns here, like this one right here that just spawned. You just kill that. Run over here. You're gonna kill anything that you left behind. And then you're gonna come over to this pack. Kill this pack over here. And then kill this pack, and then you're basically just gonna restart. Obviously, they're not spawning because I'm way too high AP. So they I kind of over rotated, but if you're not like, you know, super high AP, you won't over rotate it. Even like they're spawning still now, so I would only have to wait a couple seconds. Now with that rotation, it took me about 20 hours, I want to say, of constant grinding. That's a big thing. If you're not going to grind constantly, you're not going to get the pieces fast, but if you grind constantly, it won't take too long. If you look at like average of people that have gotten the piece, the grinds aren't actually that bad. The people who say that they're that bad are the people that are like, oh, I grinded 20 hours, but you know, 5 of those they were on their phone, the other 5 they were watching YouTube, barely paying attention, running into a wall and whatnot. But yeah, that is your first piece. Now we're going to be moving on to the second spot. Now the second grind spot we are headed to is the Shere necropolis. Now we aren't going up to the node, but you could go up there and grab the weekly like the other one, but we are going right here on this bridge. Get rid of that. The bridge is right next to the shelter. For a more or a better look, it is Duvenkroon right to the left next to the river. At this little like bend in the road, you're gonna go right here, and you'll be able to park your horse right here without it getting attacked. Now at the Shere necropolis, we are looking for the Dragon's Fang for the pity piece, and the Ancient Sherekan's Panacea for the full piece. Now the mobs that drop this piece are the Garud and the Belkadas. Very hard to say. Which is basically most of the mobs in this area, I'm gonna be real. Like, most of these mobs are those. When I was doing this, my buddy basically told me every mob drops it, since every mob is kind of those mobs. But let's get on to the rotation. Now, like I said before, make sure you grab your bells. I'm not going to repeat that every time because you can just go back and look at it. So let's start by going over here. Kill all these. Now, this spot is actually really decent for silver. If you're like a newer player around like 210, 220, 230, basically out of season. If you're out of season, or you're not out of season, but you're at the end of season, you can do this rotation. And it is a really good silver, actually. I know a lot of people still use this spot to just grind silver when they're not at other spots or able to grind other spots. Just keep track of what I'm doing, because this one is a bit more like free form. It isn't so much like, hey, you go here, you go here, you go here. You can kind of mix it up based off of how fast you're killing stuff, but this is the main rotation I did. Whatever here, killed these. Usually I use like a giant AoE skill here to kill all these mobs. Missed a few over here. As you can see with like the names, like almost all of them are the mobs that you need to kill. And we are almost done with the rotation already. Now these mobs are actually a bit tanky, and they can CC you, so be careful about that. Like I said, I am very high gear score compared to this area, so I don't have to worry about it. But if you are like a newer player, they might catch you off guard and you might die, so be careful about that. And that is the end of the rotation already. Now I just want to note that this did take me the longest out of every pop piece, so Hopefully you guys get better luck than I did, and I will see you at the last spot. And we are at the last spot, which is Forest Ronaros. And I am in a weird spot that might be hard to find, but it's about northwest of the node, right here on this road. If you can see that, you're basically just gonna want to park your horse up here on this rock ledge, and you're gonna come over here and start right here. Now for this spot, we are looking for the Tranquillium, the bells, the green bells, as the pity piece, and for the full piece, the Ron's other more bells, collection of bells. Anyway, to get into the spot, okay, also for this spot you need to kill the catchers and the guardians. Those are the ones that drop it. Almost every pack have it, so don't worry too much about that. So you're going to start here, kill this pack here. Now I did do another extension to this spot like I did with most spots, just because a lot of the spots you over rotate really easily. So you're going to kill these, and then you're going to come up here. Now this is like a figure eight, so you got to be very careful. And then you can also take note of which color the catchers and the guardians are, because they are normally a different color. Like the catchers are the orange ones. Kill this, run all the way up here. If you do this right, you should be able to pull that pack, but it's a bit slow because I'm too fast. Come over here, pull this pack, pull this pack over here. Now I actually did this spot for money for a bit while I was farming the piece, because I actually thought it was really good money. So if you want to like stop and actually kill mobs instead of just focusing the hot piece mobs, I'd recommend doing that. As you see, I ran off the ledge there and went straight. That's the figure eight part that I was talking about. Come down here, kill this one, kill this one. Run over here, make sure you grab this catcher. And then you do a big AoE right here and hopefully kill everything. Make sure you kill that catcher down there. You're mainly just focusing the pop piece ones, but like I said, if you need silver, you can kill like these ones right here that don't have a catcher or anything near it. Run over here, up the hill here, kill these ones over here, kill these catchers here, and then you're basically at the start again right here. Then you restart, go over there, go up, around, and you're done with that. Okay, now I will see you guys at the NPC that you turn all this stuff to, just so I can show you where it's at and what you have to do. So once you have all of the pieces and you have all of the stuff that you bought, you're gonna come here to Marindora. You can see it because my horse is covering it, but Marindora is to the right of Grana. You probably have them unlocked if you did some main story. But once you come here and you have all of the pieces, you're gonna do a bunch of like talking, and you'll get the knowledge for the Ordnance Blessing, which you need to actually craft the piece. Once you do that, you talk to him, you hand in all the pieces, and he'll hand you back like a version that you can actually craft it with. Once you do that, you basically go to the link in my description where I will have the image for how you have to combine the pieces to actually make the piece. It'll be like a 3x3 square of what you need to combine. And that was basically it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you have any questions, or if you want me to make the MP infinite HP potion or infinite potion guide, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.